but he's inexposed at the minute.
What does that mean?
He's at work, regular human work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a chef at quite a big burger place in our hometown Hereford called the Beefy Boys.
Okay. You get nice free burgers.
Yeah, they're, to be fair, they are literally the best burger you'd ever taste as well. They're fucking epic.
Nice.
So what's going on in the life of One Punch Brad Pickett then? Any more Lego?
Yes. Just
all the Lego.
Move this around a sec.
You've definitely got something there that my niece would love because you've got the Stranger Things set up, haven't you?
That's it there, just Stranger Things there. If you you're recording, sorry, I can actually give you a little bit of a tour. Right, so down you can see got Lego up there, Lego, and I also got Lego.
All the Lego.
All Lego.
I love it.
And then I have an endless pile of Lego down here. Like I have the Millennium Falcon I still need to make. Like in the, R2-D2, Iron Man, the Batman tumbler. Not enough hours in a day. I'm too busy.
Mate,
I was getting frustrated how long this took me to make, and this ain't even that big a Lego. I'm just so busy.
You got the patience of a saint, mate.
No, yeah.
I've literally got the Night Bus to build from Harry Potter. And
okay.
God knows
which one from Harry Potter?
But the Night Bus.
Okay.
It won't take long, I'm sure. But I've got zero patience with it. It's mad. But it's quite funny because I literally did an episode last night. We had a company on called Inner Armour. So what they do is they go behind the psychology behind depression, PTSD, that sort of thing. And one of their main tools that they use is Lego to get them to build basically the situations and the scenarios that they were in, and then they can talk about how they're building it. And it was just a fascinating conversation that we had last night. It was mental. It blew my mind.
I love Lego, but also it's one of those ones where if I love anything, say I like Star Wars or like Lord of the Rings or anything like that, and then they make Lego versions of that, it just makes it automatically even cooler. So anything that's cool, make it Lego, it makes it a lot cooler.
It's like facts. Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant. So, I have to just say, this is a fucking honour to have you on the show. I've been a fan of yours for fucking years and years and years and years. Like, an absolute legend, a pioneer of the fucking British mixed martial arts a lot. And I've had the likes of Jack Shaw on the show, up-and-coming guys from Wales, and it's just like there's levels to everything. And I literally was fanboying out earlier, watching a few of your highlight reels and what have you on YouTube. One of them that struck me was the fact that not many people talk about it, and they should. You beat the pound for pound greatest, Demetrius.
I did.
That must have those takedowns, something else, mate.
I completely. What made it more surprising is I completely out wrestled him in the fight. And I remember this is in my coach at the time and a good friend of mine, Mike Brown. It was in my corner, and when he went backstage, Chad Mendes was back there, and Chad Mendes asked him, "Oh, where did he wrestle?" Speaking to me as if I wrestled, and I was like, he goes, "He's never wrestled before." Everyone should have had like a state college background in wrestling, but I didn't.
Nah, it's not that big. Well, I don't know about now. It could be all different now, but when I was growing up, and someone said, "Oh, you're going to go wrestling or anything like that," you automatically go, "Well, I'm not going to do that fake stuff." So it's like from a British background, it's like, what do you mean?
It's not a sport over here. It's a non-existent sport.
Yeah.
Where in America, you grow up and doing it, and like I do believe in England, my sports growing up was cricket and football. They're the two sports I played. But because this wasn't there. But if I knew, and I just know my body type and my mentality, if I grew up in America, I would have wrestled just because I kind of like wrestling, you know.
Yeah.
But there's just never here, so you only can get as good as what's around you, and that's why I excelled at football and cricket. That's why I played them at quite a good level. But yeah, just because there was no wrestling, you know. But if wrestling was here, I assume I definitely would have got into that. But even so, with my wrestling, I say my wrestling's very MMA orientated. Where if I wrestled just a straight wrestler in a wrestling match, I'll get smoked. But if I could wrestle that guy in an MMA fight, in MMA wise, and I can out wrestle him, you know, because it's a lot different. You fight from a different stance, and also you set things up with punches. You know, you time them when they throw punches. So it's completely different. So a lot of people go like, if you're a good wrestler, you have good wrestling in MMA. No, that's not always the case. And sometimes, if you got good wrestling in MMA, it doesn't mean you got good wrestling in general. I honestly think my general wrestling is not great, but my MMA wrestling is world class.
Yeah, I'll definitely second that one for you, Brad. Not that I'm any sort of expert at all, but you know, but for yourself, from what I watched and what I've seen, the fact that you could mix it up with your punches, you're a very high level boxer, it seems as well, which incredible, and obviously good at fucking boxing, good at wrestling, brilliant at jiu-jitsu, perfect for MMA, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah, I was always, I say, is this the same as when I was at sports? Any sports I did, I always classed myself as like a jack of all trades. Like even when I played cricket, I wasn't a batsman, I wasn't a bowler, I wasn't just a fielder, but I can bat, I could bowl, I was a good all rounder. And same in football, I played right back, I played centre back, I played centre midfield, I played up front. I could play anywhere really. The same now in MMA, I could do it all. I was never like, I'm not a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy. I'm not a ABA boxer, but I could do it all kind of thing. So I just find that's why I excelled
definitely a man after my own heart there with jack of all trades. When growing up, I played fucking all sorts of sports. I was a football player, rugby player, but funnily enough, I was a basketball player. I'm only 5'6".
I played a lot of basketball as well.
Yeah. And I found that I was better at some than others, but my true love was football. Even though I wasn't fucking superb at it, I could hold my own, and I always had the problem of I never stuck at one position. It was Tommo will go and goal. Oh yeah, all right. Instead of sticking up for myself, going nah, not doing that. It's like no, he'll play left back, left foot's standard on me. But I always found that, and growing up, my brother can vouch for me for this one as well. Both me and my brother have a lot of love and respect for the fight sports, whether it's boxing, MMA, Muay Thai, that sort of thing. But we come from a background where my dad and my mum didn't want us doing any of that. It's not until I joined the Air Force where I actually started boxing and found out that I was actually pretty decent at it. I was like, I wish I'd done this earlier. So it's just it's a crazy little thing. So what sort of guided you into mixed martial arts then? Was it just something you always thought I could throw a punch well?
No, I took up boxing just to keep fit when I was like 19, when I used to play football at quite a good level. I just took up boxing to keep fit. Like in between my days of playing football, I thought, I want to get fit, and I knew boxing was good fitness. It'd be quite cool. And then literally after like about 3 or 4 months of training there, they said, "Oh, do you want to have a amateur boxing match?" And I was just like, shit in my pants. I was like, "Yeah." But as soon as they said yes, I'm like, "What am I doing?" That's the thing. I was a very proud person. I was like, "All right, yeah, cool, I'll give it a go." And then I started boxing. I was doing all right at boxing, but then I ruptured my ACL playing football, and it kind of put my football career out the window, really.
Definitely back.
And then where I played at not a bad level, I ended up playing a lower level with my mate sort of thing on a Saturday, and then I gave up boxing because it was just like I couldn't do it all again, and my main passion was football. So I boxed for like 2 years from the ages of 19 to 21. I actually had like 11 amateur fights. So I was 10-1. But I tried to take up boxing again when I was about 25. I found it a little bit so boring. Didn't get any attention because I was 25 years of age. They were giving all the young kids, attention, obviously. And then someone said to me, "Oh, do you want to try mixed martial arts?" And I find it kind of like a bit dubious about it, like rolling around on the floor with dudes. It was like, what's this all about, kind of thing. I remember going to my first session, and there was a young kid at that time called Mark Smith. He was 16 and I was 25, 26. And I was 26 and he was 16. So I was 10 years older. And like I say, I was quite a proud guy and quite good at all sports and thought I was quite physically strong. And he just beat the shit out of me, right? And he's a 16-year-old kid. And he just manhandled me, obviously on the floor. I didn't have a clue what I was doing, but he just embarrassed me. And I was just like, right, I'm not having a guy out there being able to do this to me in general. I need to learn this just for my own pride, not for anything else. And that's what got me into the sport. I just thought, I need to learn this. The bug, and it was like one of those ones where I was getting more things. I was learning this. Like boxing is like, okay, cross, right hand, hook, slip, roll. It's only such a small amount of things, but with MMA, there's so much you can learn. It was just so refreshing to my mind.
Yeah, because well, clearly every sort of session you're going to be doing different things, aren't you? So it's going to not only work the cognitive skills within yourself, like you said, with the 1-2s, throwing the hooks, but then you've got to throw in takedowns, throw in ground game a lot. It's works your mind as well as your body, and I think it's brilliant. When I first watched it, I was like, not knowing what they were doing when they were on the ground. That was a big thing. So I used to watch it and be like, why am I watching this? Why are they not fucking going hell for leather at each other? That sort of thing. But I had a bit of an experience today. I went to a session with a trainer that I take military style boot camps with, and he's a purple or brown belt, I believe. I've literally rolled a handful of times, and he's about 60 kilos. I'm pushing 90, and he just manhandled me like he had like absolute chimp strength, holding me down. It was humbling. I think I called it. It was definitely humbling. So what's happened here? We frozen. Oh, as always on the Granite Zero podcast, a bit of technical difficulties. Oh, fucking hell. Let's try and get him back. Give me 2 seconds.